Your child's mind is a canvas. What are you painting on it? Ages 6 to 10 mark a remarkable phase in a child's life. During this time, their brain exhibits an extraordinary level of neuroplasticity, that is, the ability to learn, to adapt, and to reshape itself. This stage is a golden window. It is when their brain is highly impressionable. And you know what? The experiences the child goes through, the words spoken to them, and the labels they are tagged with can have lasting effects. If at this age, what a child constantly hears are phrases like, "you are stubborn," "you are lazy," or "you are always misbehaving," these labels don't simply pass over them. No, they don't. Instead, they begin to etch themselves into the child's mind, becoming part of how they see themselves. Over time, these repeated messages create strong neural pathways, wiring these negative beliefs into the child's self-perception. The effect of this might not be obvious when the child is still at the younger age. Birth, the imprint often surfaces during adolescence or adulthood, when they begin to doubt their inherent abilities or struggle with low self-esteem. Why? Because their once flexible brain, which could have been shaped positively, has instead internalized these harmful beliefs. As the brain matures, it becomes less adaptable, making it much harder to rewrite those deep-seated narratives. And this explains why it takes longer to reshape a teenager or an adult who is veering off the right values than it will take to reshape a toddler who is doing the same. So, what can parents do? Should we avoid correcting our children altogether? Not at all. Discipline is necessary, but how we approach discipline matters greatly. Correction doesn't mean shaming, blaming, or humiliating a child. It doesn't involve attaching negative labels that makes them feel inadequate. Let's take a deep look at the word discipline. Discipline comes from the Latin word disciplina, which means teaching. Teaching requires the right conditions for learning. If you must teach a child to learn something, the conditions for teaching must be met. Else, you will be wasting your time. So, if you must discipline a child, it is important that you meet the conditions for teaching and for learning. And these conditions are calmness, preparation, and an environment where a child's brain feels safe and intact. These are non-negotiables, and of course, you can't get this when a child is facing humiliation, shaming, and other negative strategies that parents call discipline. Instead of using labels, focus on guiding behaviors constructively. For example, instead of saying, "you are so lazy," try saying, "how can we plan your tasks better so you don't feel overwhelmed?" Instead of saying, You are always misbehaving. Try saying, what is bothering you? Let's work on this together. Parenting is about creating a foundation where children feel supported, not judged. When we approach discipline with empathy and patience, we not only shape their behavior, but also help them build a healthy sense of self. Let's ask ourselves, what messages are we wiring into our children's hearts and minds today? Because those messages are going to shape the adults that they grow up to become. Seeing me for the first time, my name is Oluyemisi Davis, the children's nurturer.